So this episode's glamour shot of the Enterprise starts from the fore as it's coming towards us.
Hey, this is rated for sex and fear again.
All of them are sex and fear.
Oh, because it has Wesley in it. So.
Yeah. It has Riker's bulge.
And then Troy's just coming from the Renaissance Fair here.
That's Lady Troy, and she looks very excited to be here.
They just gave him a lab that he could lock from other people.
Yeah, what's he making in there? Let's see. Doing a space still. Oh, I'm just playing with this foot. Don't mind me. Don't have a foot fetish. Not at all.
Please ignore all the human vaginas you may see.
It's like in Return to Oz, he's got just a room full of heads.
I love that movie.
I love and hate that movie.
Okay, Data. Why did we see a naked young girl there for a second, Data? Can you just...
Yeah, Data, I'm kind of worried about you, buddy.
It's a heck of a lab, not a lot of workspace. Ew.
Full
it's
body
cool.
latex, some gymnast they found here.
It's it's cool, Data, but we're not going to touch it. Why?
Why wouldn't he just make it look like himself at first before Lal got to choose its appearance?
Or just a very mundane looking girl of some species, you know?
Yeah. What record scratch? What?
I mean, we're using the term child here loosely, right?
Yeah.
Right, Data?
Yeah. Well, the episode is called The Offspring. That was actually the shortest cold open ever. Usually they go on for like 10 minutes, but that was in and out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got to the point pretty quick. It's like, oh, look, my kid.
Yeah.
So Data daughter daddy is an interesting idea to me because all he does is talk about how he can still never figure out human nature and everything to its full extent. And I understand he experiments with that by either putting him in situations where he has to figure it out or creating subroutines in his own brain. But it seems like a big jump to be like, well, I don't understand the father-child relationship, so I'm going to make one.
Yeah. Well, he's like every other parent, right? Just before you're ready. Yeah.
I'm bored. Let's make a kid.
There's no instruction manual.
His kid had an instruction manual.
Well, I wanted to do this episode just because, the Star Trek Picard series it deals with Data and creating a race of synthetic sentient life based on Data's positrons, and mentions these two characters, the twin sisters, as being Data's quote-unquote daughters, in a way. Not once has anyone ever mentioned Lal.
Yeah.
Not during that. They take time to show B4 is in a closet or in a drawer somewhere at the Daystrom Institute.
He's in a table. He's in a coffee table in the middle of the room.
Like, not even a mention of, and Lal is over here. We're going to get to her, but then the band came down. No. I think it's a Trava shamockery that they did not. They could call back Bruce Maddox, a character nobody remembers, but not call back to Lal.
Yeah.
And so we're doing this episode, The Offspring, Season 3, Episode 16.
Picard just pokes it. He went to a conference?
And did not get kidnapped. Star Trek standard procedure is you leave the ship in a shuttlecraft to go to a conference, you get kidnapped.
Who gave you permission to do this?
Yeah. But at the same time, if you want the metaphor of parenting to be uniform throughout this whole thing here, it's like nobody tells the captain when they're going to bang.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, no one tells the captain when they're pregnant.
I tried. This is the best I could do.
Also, a question asked of many parents throughout history. Yeah, it's kind of weird how Picard has to, and even Troy is like, oh, gee, not a good time, Data.
Oh, calm. Picard, man.
Yeah, we know you hate kids, but come on.
Dang, dude. I'm the captain. Well, as far as the strength thing, it has a knob on the back. You can turn that down.
Also, Troy was impregnated by a little ball of light last year and had a baby in 10 seconds, and she called that the child. So, hypocrite.
Yeah, what was with that? Well, see, but she's a living creature, you know. I mean, Picard might respect Data, but he is a racist, so.
Oh.
Only against androids.
Only against, that's okay then. Except for Data, he's one of the good ones.
Yeah. Do you know how much experience I have from not raising the kids I don't have?
Well, he's like, no, I don't have any idea. I'm not emotional like you are.
He must not be in a good mood. He's not wearing his really, really yellow eyes.
I think by season 3, they found some better contacts for Brent Spiner.
Ones that weren't made out of banana slices.
Yeah. And then, of course, LeVar Burton will like say, don't you complain. I've got to see every scene through this visor thing.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. All of my Star Trek memories have this grid in front of it.
Which is parenting.
If only like human parents today had the same attitude as Picard towards creating human life. Huh?
Stupendous undertaking. Yeah. And since Yar didn't get pregnant, I mean...
Well, there's still the matter of the lore is still around.
Oh. Lol, lore, B4, and then you have Data.
And Data is perfectly logical here. Like,
ew.
That's like the thing that every parent thinks about.
Neat.
Oh. See, when a kid starts doing this, you don't encourage that.
Genitalia. Plus, I mean, you know, Counselor Troy's way too hot to be your appearance. I mean,
what did I volunteer for here?
Whoosh in space. Poke, poke, poke.
She's literally just passed out in the corner. Like they couldn't materialize a chair for her to sit in.
They did, but they turned it off.
No, it's the holodeck. You can just literally create a couch for her to lay on.
I think it was there, but they turned it off because it was like, she's asleep. She doesn't need it.
Ooh, that's the weirdest looking Andorian I've ever seen. It's like punk rock Andorian.
Yeah. It's Andorian! Why would the mirror distort it like that?
No thanks.
A lol. I wish to be Supergirl. Not by a lot, though.
Actually, if they can make later in the show, they make Troy look like a full Romulan. Why can't they just give Data some cosmetics?
Yeah, right? I mean, even the Joker was able to make up himself so he looked, like regular skin again. Why can't Data do that?
Right.
Throw some foundation on there. Lol. Correct. And that's my sad plant.
It's not even a sad plant. It's a sad cactus. Those are even worse.
Why doesn't she already have this stuff programmed in?
Yeah, why she doesn't need to be shown anything. Doesn't she have Data's memory engrams or something? This is what humans think of as art.
It's what we say, trash.
She's like 2-year-old, can't, just gets away.
This is going to be really horrible when she accidentally smashes Spot.
I'm thinking of a Lenny Smalls thing here. The cat was so fluffy. Like, why? How does she not know? Did he program her to be completely empty so he could teach her things?
Volume lol. Need more input.
Yes.
Would you
That book was good.
Would you like to be a pepper too?
No.
Oh,
Almost.
lol. You're really going to have to learn to swallow.
Oh, she's going to hit Wesley with the happy fun ball here.
Sad.
That's me playing baseball, actually.
Blink, blink, blink. After this, she's like, initiating blink.
Yeah. Blinking program 74 running.
Wow, hard swallow.
Yeah.
She reminds
For
me
ice
of
cream.
She reminds me of Animala from Lost Skeleton of Cadavera. She grabs the glasses like tip, 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 tip.
Don't understand that.
Oh, you don't remember Lost Skeleton?
Don't. I never heard of it until now.
We watched it together.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Your disappointment in your voice was palpable.
No, I'm disappointed I couldn't remember.
I think it's weird that Wesley is very interested in what she's doing when Data's not around.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
So is there any time when your dad's not home? Just sit on the couch and talk. Just talk.
Let me show you what humans do when parents aren't around.
Oh my goodness, how embarrassing.
Stop listening in on me, Mom.
He totally doesn't need a haircut. Look, he's perfect.
Well, that's their code, though. That stop flirting with the girl at school is aren't
She
you
hit
supposed
the
to be getting a
locator,
haircut?
said Data's lab and not quarters. So he's hanging out with Doc Brown too much. What's my purpose?
You pass butter. Well, lol, to tell you about your purpose, look up the word maid.
Now we're going to go over cleaning your room.
Why does she walk like that? Wouldn't she have figured that out by now? They've been doing it everywhere.
Because the actress is bad, I guess. That's the thing is you can get bad actors to play androids and Vulcans.
Isn't that the chair that they have force fields around? They have Hugh all locked up in later.
Yes, that's also the thing they put Picard in when they need to change him back from a Borg.
Oh, when he stops being Locutus.
Yes.
I actually like I like the Picard Borg saga in this series.
Oh yeah.
Man, if every kid.
Yeah, right.
I like how
tomorrow we'll learn about shutting the hell up and going to bed.
There's nothing over there. It's just the ship open, so she's just hanging out in space.
Hi, I'm this week's asshole admiral.
Admiral Ehole.
How many a-holes we got in Starfleet anyhow?
Yo! And by what's best, we mean we want to dissect it and figure it out. Lol. Not lol. Lol. It's a downward O, Picard.
Yeah. And then this guy's literally suggesting that, Data created an android. It belongs to Starfleet now. We're coming to get it. Like, no. Like, give him a week. Gosh.
Well, that's how they get new Starfleet recruits. Like, well, you were created by Starfleet officers, so you belong to Starfleet. You're going to the academy.
That's all Starfleet kids?
Yep.
Or Jake Sisko.
Wait, so you can't have like hobbyist research? So all the stuff Wesley's been working on?
Yeah, like if you use a lab on a Starfleet ship, it's all property belongs to Starfleet.
Well,
pretty convenient for a culture with no ownership.
They do.
No private property.
They do hold the Adobe license, so, I mean...
They've got the 16-digit key.
Can I take that tree?
Oh.
They keep
See this thing I just suggested? It already failed. Well, it's because she's a freaking teenager. How are the real kids gonna relate to her at all?
Well, and also she just said the kids are afraid of her, and those kids were completely ignoring her.
Yeah.
Ignorance and fear are different. Couldn't he just make her a smaller body? Right?
I guess.
Even if the head looked weird?
Maybe, I wonder if they discussed that, like, when writing this episode, should they use a child actress?
Oh, no, like, that'd be too weird when it's walking around all skin suit.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, they're humans. This is what they do.
And also they're children. Children are terrible, terrible people.
Like a comedian.
Still working on that DNA.
I need you to fix another one of my problems. I wouldn't really call her a successful parent.
Wesley's so smart, he kind of raises himself, really. And he's got Riker.
She's a present parent. I wouldn't call her successful.
She left her son on board a starship to go take a new job. That's not present.
She also let her son go aboard another starship during a war game.
That's one of those things she found out about afterwards. Like you're in college and you take a weekend, you go with some friends, and you don't tell your parents until Monday when you get home. Yeah.
That's not a medical term. I hit him a lot. Like a lot. And I went away for a while.
He was so rude and smug to people because he was an exceptionally bright boy.
Yeah. There's this whole thing about him getting a question correct about the ratio of matter to antimatter, and he was just all about it for like a week. And I just,
Like, I hung your good grade on the refrigerator, on the replicator. Speaking of which, yeah, there's no refrigerator. What are they hanging your artwork on in the future? The replicator?
She replicated a refrigerator to hang.
See, that's
the
even
stuff
better.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't function. It's mainly just the doors, and you put them on the wall.
Maybe it's like the refrigerator at Meow Wolf in Santa Fe, where it's a door to another dimension.
We haven't been there yet. We really want to go.
You really should go. It's fun.
We want to. We were actually going to go, and then, the world got fucked.
Oh, we just dated ourselves. Commentary in the time of coronavirus.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I was zoning out for most of
sorry,
that.
so
Can you
was I.
repeat it? Thanks for taking such a dark look at that, Data. Jeez. Maybe you're incapable of giving love. Oh, sexy Picard here.
Picard always had like the most, the easy breezy pajamas,
Well, he's French, right?
bare chested, shorts.
Let me just tie up the crotch on here.
Did I catch you at a bad time?
Captain, what are you wearing?
Looks like I caught you at a good time.
I'm feeling overdressed. I guess, whatever.
I am going to put her in a box and take her back to Earth.
How many supplementals does he have on his logs? Do you think there's any captain's log where it's like, captain's log number blah, blah, blah. Not a lot happened. So, yeah.
That makes everything okay.
It also means laugh out loud on the internet.
No, it's LAL.
Oh, laugh
lol.
along loud?
There's those same 3 crewmen in the back there just hanging out.
I don't know you.
Actually, you can say the other thing. People think it's cute when
you
Data
are
does
an android. Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg.
it. Yay, Guinan. In her octagon hat this time.
It's easier to get through doors. Has Data told you about the time I transcended time?
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was like a big deal. Big deal about Data is he doesn't use contractions.
The student has become the master. Now you must kill me. Oh, by the way, lol, this internship doesn't pay, and we can't offer credits.
So he got his daughter a job at a bar.
Yeah.
Great. Great parenting.
It's a naval bar, so it should be fine,
Should be
right?
fine for a young 16-year-old looking girl.
Not a single issue. He doesn't have to worry, though. Not only does she not have parts down there, she also has the strength of 10 men, so she should be...
She'll be fine.
Yeah. Just the abomination.
Just the female-shaped, very naive young girl. That's all. Dirty old admiral coming for a 16-year-old girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's on fire.
Oh,
again.
I completely forgot he wasn't in this episode till now.
Well, I mean, they got to get the 16-year-old girl off the ship now, right? Riker's back. So
Actually, Riker, there's the episode where they find the teenage Q,
Oh yeah.
and she crushes hard on Riker, and he completely ignores her. So he has his limits. Fine, thankfully.
Well, does he have his limits, or does he still have charges that apply in part of the
There's
quadrant?
probation somewhere,
Okay,
probably.
Yeah, so he's just making sure nothing resets for him.
Of course, Picard is completely out of his element, not being a parent and hating children.
Yeah. That lady has been standing there alone the whole time, or sitting there alone the whole time. And, that's like the fourth group of men to like buy her drinks, even though they're free.
She's the ship's barfly.
Oh. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Hey,
Guinan.
I need an adult.
Whoa.
Virgin alarm.
She does kind of look like Dot Matrix, doesn't she?
She's got the same hair.
Yeah. And same walk.
Yeah. This is like around the time Spaceballs came out. I'm sure the actress just based her whole performance off Dot Matrix. Oh, that's right. Riker shows up and she makes a fool of herself. Oh, he makes a fool of himself. Oh my God.
Riker. Young girl.
Oh God.
Riker.
What? I've been away.
Worst part, fourth time that's happened to him today.
Oh, Will Riker.
He's gonna go
You
back
left
to his...
your daughter in a bar, Data. What did you think was going to happen? And now she's the typical teenager. Like, I'd never asked to be born.
Yeah.
This life sucks. I don't want to be created.
Couldn't he have just put his little emotion chip in her, like when he
didn't
made
get
her,
it.
so
Yeah.
she just kind of grew up?
Doesn't have it yet.
Ah,
This
darn
is
it.
season 3.
That's right.
He gets that in season 4, and actually Lore takes it for a while, and then
Yep.
Lore gives it back to him in season 7
So he's like, I don't like this.
because he figures out he can control Data with it. But here's the one of the underlying themes of Star Trek is rejoice in your individuality, rejoice in your uniqueness. Yes, you will not experience this universe the way everyone else will, but that is something to be cherished. And I would like to thank the Academy.
Ow. You're very
I
strong.
wonder if this actress just said no makeup. I don't want to wear that makeup. So they said, okay, fine. He made her better.
I don't think it was the actress's request. I think they're like, we don't have the budget for 2 datas.
We're already 2/3 through our Brent Spiner makeup for the season. We can't just paint it on her now.
Yeah. Oddly enough, Picard, of course, has Earl Grey. Guy on the couch, whiskey.
Yeah, it's just a full 5 ounces of whiskey, and he just hides it in a teacup. Yeah, basically, the Starfleet admiral is like the recruiter for Chinese gymnasts. They just show up like, she's got some ability. She's on the team. Let's go. You'll never see your family again.
Yeah, pretty much.
You will make your country proud.
You see, my coat's shinier than yours. Do you know what that means, soldier?
Yeah, he got all the gold trim.
Well, he fell asleep and his daughter used glue and sparkles on it. He didn't realize.
She's a bright and shiny new toy, and Starfleet wants to study it.
Yay!
We want to make more.
Ow.
How many takes before like it didn't rip off the makeup too?
Except for the fact that she's a girl and not me, yes.
Because we know girls have much different neural nets. Possibly none at all. We don't know. Good thing she chose something, a pleasing and accommodating appearance, and not the Klingon male. Because I don't think you wouldn't treat Worf this way.
What if she wanted to be like a Triffid or something, just like a big bulging plant ball that rolls around?
But again, this is like a metaphor. The state is here to raise your child for you because we don't think you're capable.
Parent. Yeah.
But this is preemptive. This is not Data let Lal take the car out and she crashed it. This is. I mean, he did leave her in a bar. That is something you call CPS for, but and she's still there serving drinks. Just because you drink alone doesn't mean a bar is unfit for social interaction, sir.
So you're saying he drinks alone with nobody else? And
nobody by my side.
Yeah. When he drinks alone, he prefers to be by himself?
Yes.
Okay.
He's also bad to the bone.
Okay.
He tells that to himself when he drinks alone. Don't get him started on his landlady. We don't want to go there.
I don't understand what's going on here. Get me one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
This is this great mesh of there's just Federation citizens who live and work aboard this ship that I can't tell them what to do because they're not Starfleet officers. So I have to accept that Guinan runs the bar.
Has he been yelling about his son's softball game all day?
Sir, she's not an officer. She doesn't report to you.
She's also a being that we don't fully understand. She's like the Tom Bombadil of space. We don't know exactly what she is.
Well, that's the thing about sentience is we know exactly what she is. We don't know who she is.
Bum, bum,
little
bum.
Metaphysics there for you.
Broad in your experience. Get it, girl? Anyway, we're taking you away from your dad.
Yeah. You're going to live with me from now on. I claim the right of prima nocta.
What?
Oh, great. She's already talking back. See, this is precisely why we can't let Data raise her.
Yeah. What's funny is in the back, that's not a painting of a planet. That's actually just a super bouncy ball, taking it close up.
The extreme irony here is that with in terms of Wesley Crusher, they're like, oh yeah, the best place for him to learn is on a starship. He would be
like, the best place for her to learn is on Earth.
Yeah. He would be completely restricted in a classroom on Earth. He's got to be out in a starship. But Lal, no. We got to put her in a box.
Again, because she's a robot.
Yeah. A robot.
In a box. I'm going to walk like a robot now. For fun, not because I don't know how. Free! as the wind
But
blows.
now she doesn't know how to process fear. So
She's breaking.
yeah.
That's right. And since she's an android, she can't sense emotions off her, so she can't be like, you're messed up. Lol, shutting down. Let's ask your dad.
No, don't do that. Don't-
Stop
hitting
sweetie.
yourself. Stop hitting. That's something boys do. Stop hitting yourself. No, wait, Deanna, maybe yeah, there you go. Follow her.
Yeah. Let a messed up teenage girl wander around the halls of the ship alone. Yeah, there you go.
Well, better the halls of the Enterprise than the streets of Detroit.
True. I mean, considering everything there is carpeted.
If she runs into anything, she won't hurt herself.
Yeah, exactly. She'll just kind of roll around.
Let's hope she's not strong enough to punch through transparent aluminum, though. Whole deck could decompress.
Yeah, what happens when she goes through the tantrum stages of her development? That seems like that would be legitimately dangerous.
It's like a fire starter, right? Where she's an infant. She can imagine fires from her bed, her crib, because she's mad.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? She could have accidentally just punched Troy through her whole quarters right there if she had a worse reaction.
Well, and they've made it known that Data is capable of harming himself. He has the strength to physically do that. So when she was doing that, is there a chance she could have just punched through her abdomen?
Data has to get out the dent suction cup.
Yeah, I won't be able to take this one out all the way. I'll have to take the piece off and hammer it.
That's going to be an extra $80 for labor. Like I said, man, Chinese gymnasts, they just want to take this 5-year-old away from her parents. The next time they see her, she'll be on NBC at the Olympics. And I see that Starfleet is a completely horrible organization that doesn't value my life.
Yeah.
And I realized I was completely wrong about that.
And I must mold it to be like me and have my concerns and political opinions.
Yeah, Data, I don't think you're ready for that part where she starts to rebel.
Yeah.
And she starts to eat Klingon food and listen to Ferengi rock and roll. And
hey, Ferengi rock is in a renaissance right now. It's amazing.
Wants to run off and join the Bajoran resistance.
Gets a bunch of magnetic piercings.
Yeah. These are the ones you can see, Dad. Don't ask me where the other ones are. Although I'm sure it's probably pretty easy for her to get a tattoo removed, like a tattoo, like just paint over it. I am the law.
See, we're wondering.
See, again, this is Admiral A-hole. He is, I speak for Starfleet.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't. You just want to experiment on a 16-year-old android.
Maybe this is where Picard's, view of Starfleet started breaking down, is right here.
This was one of the seeds. Yeah, this was his Phantom Menace moment where he's like, 80 years from now, we're going to ban synthetics and I'm going to
really
lead the
pissed.
revolution against it.
This really makes my fake heart feel sad.
He said that very correctly there, the state. That is what is happening here. Uh-oh.
Lal is, do you say sick, malfunctioning? What do we say? Because she's feeling.
Fortunately, we don't have to make any of these decisions yet because you've just given Lal a nervous breakdown.
And then her first period, and she just kind of fell apart.
Just left parts behind her like an Amco commercial. I'm here. I can hear you.
I don't know anything, but you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, actually, this guy is apparently a scientist in his own right. He's just a jerk.
He's going to accidentally hit the reset button, isn't he?
Like, how would you trust this guy? He's just going to fix her so he can take her away.
Data, that's for sealing paint seams.
Oh, she's also got one of those head lid things that Data has.
Oh, it is a mess in here. Oh, see, that's what the problem is. Your green ones are going off when the red ones are supposed to be going off.
These yellow ones, I don't even know what they do.
And now there's no waiting room when they actually need a waiting room.
Yeah, it's set up like, oh, the operation was successful, but
Except for maybe not freak her the hell out.
yeah, so thanks to you, she spent her final moments of consciousness fearing for her life.
Yeah.
Great job, Admiral.
Yeah. She came to terms with existence.
Oh, it froze. There it goes. Okay.
Okay.
The audio's fine. It didn't get interrupted, so that's fine.
Yes, the audience will get to see his speech in full.
Like, wait a
we got
minute,
to
is
just
this
hear it.
is this a VHS from our local library? It's Netflix, the top of the line streaming service in the United States of America. It can hear us.
Lol. You're a disappointment.
So this is, I mean, again, this is like when a parent has to tell their child they have cancer. Like, this is a deep moment here.
Squishy. Aw. And I'm fond of you, lol.
I'm quite fond of you as well.
Aw.
Kissing Commander Riker.
Glass bottom boat. Well, at least you can strip her down, get a couple bucks for the copper.
Oh, there's Worf. He hasn't been here this whole time.
He was just here, like physically right here the whole time.
I'm sorry I kissed her. I hope that's not going to be an embarrassing memory for you.
I mean, theoretically, she kissed Riker.
That's true.
So,
But he flirted with her. He's like, "You're new around here, aren't you?"
which, by the way, Riker, I'm having some weird feelings about
Yeah.
you now. We need to talk about.
I now know what it's like to kiss a man with a beard, and that's just not cool at all.
For some reason, it both frightens and thrills me.
And this is a great episode because it breaks from the norm. You haven't seen Data at the helm. Yeah, that was the first scene on the bridge, I think.
Yeah.
Like, yay, new life and new civilization.
All right, so there we go. Warp 6 away from Data's sadness.
Yeah. But again, one of the often overlooked, but I think one of the more important, thematically important episodes of Next Gen. Like,
Yeah.
she's an individual. She had life. What happened? When parents get together and say, "I don't want to have kids in this world," what kind of life are we giving them?
Watch this episode.
That's all that's wrapped up in here. And hey, Star Trek is deep sometimes. It's not all about fire and phasers and beaming me up.
Sometimes it beams your emotions way down. Makes you think about things. Bum, 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 bum.